for the last 3 years. I'd set myself an academic resolution to do as well as possible in the exams that I'd be taking that year. And without a doubt, I definitely fulfilled my academic resolution in 2024. 2024 is by far my most successful academic year. I achieved the top grade in 10 out of the 11 GCSEs that I sat this year, and by forming multiple habits that I use within my study systems, I was able to make the process of achieving these grades as smooth and easy as possible. And I'm sure that there are many Year 11s who also want to achieve the best grades possible this year to achieve their academic New Year's resolutions. And by watching this video, you will see the habits that I built from my own experience, but also from the experience of many other successful students, for how this helped them to achieve their top results. Also, credits to Ali Abdal for developing the idea that certain habits can build systems that then achieve your goals. Additionally, stay till the end for important information about the Anki flashcards that so many of you have asked for. The first habit that I adopted to allow me to achieve great results at GCSE was to reverse my approach with dealing with mistakes. This is because, have you ever been in that situation where you've achieved a great exam result and you're so eager to tell everybody, your parents, your siblings, your friends, whereas when you get a not so great test result, you don't want to tell anyone, you want to completely bury it, hide it under the sand and not let anybody know about it. However, this is the completely wrong way to deal with mistakes. This is because instead of seeing mistakes as failures, they're simply data for ways that you can change and improve for the next time. This is because you can only improve from the things that you've gotten wrong. And a practical example that I used to apply this into my everyday life for GCSE revision was when I would complete a past paper or topic questions, I would use a small piece of paper or sticky note to make a list of exactly why I dropped each mark and how I dropped the mark. Now, this was very important because it now meant that I knew exactly what the key mistakes were and the key problems were that were preventing me from achieving the top perfect scores. By doing this, instead of jumping straight into a new past paper, I would use these mistakes as a check-off list for things I need to revise before attempting a new past paper. By doing this, you save a lot of time and a lot of past papers. Instead of jumping straight into past papers where you're probably going to make the same mistakes again, you take your time with it, improve, and therefore get a better score on the next past paper that you do. Additionally, my next tip would be to make sure your distractions aren't only out of your sight, but also out of reach. Now, this is because I used to be very fond of just putting my phone in a drawer or quite close to me but away from me when studying. However, this would make it really easy to just grab my phone when I needed to or when I heard a notification, which would end up to just micro scrolling, and then you just end up doom scrolling on Instagram Reels. And this just wastes so much time because Google says that once you get distracted while concentrated, it takes on average 23 minutes to get back to your focus mode that you were in before. Now, this is just time wasted that could have been spent in that same concentrated flow state of revision. But instead, you're dragging on your revision process for much longer. And so the habit I used to change this was by, instead of placing my phone in a drawer or somewhere that's near me where I could still think about it, I'd power it off and completely throw it away from me, whether that be on my bed or downstairs or in a different room. This is because by having this, I'm much less likely to think about my phone because it's completely out of my sight and reach, and I'm much less likely to get distracted, which is just a second small habit that can lead to you achieving a more concentrated state, and meaning you can work for less time because you're technically at your desk for shorter periods of time, and hence achieve the best grades possible with the least. Additionally, my third habit is to have a tidy, clean, designated study space. A study was conducted by Harvard University between a set of students who worked in a clutter-free study space in comparison to another set of students who worked in a study space that was messy with clutter. The results of this were that the students who worked in the clutter-free space worked on average 7.5 minutes longer than the students. Now, this is important because although 7.5 minutes might seem inconsiderable, in the long run this builds up, and 7.5 minutes of each study session can add up to a lot of time that the students in a clean space would have gained over the messy space students. This would have allowed them to grasp a better understanding of whatever they're learning, and obviously in the end achieve better results. And so this habit would be to always make sure before you start studying to clean your desk and make sure that everything is as easy as possible for yourself, because revision is already something that you most likely don't want to do. By making it harder for yourself, you're just making yourself more inclined to brain rot and doom scroll, which is not something you want to be doing when you're trying to achieve the best grades possible. And additionally, another study about tardiness and productivity concluded that having a designated study space can greatly benefit students regarding focus and productivity. A specific area dedicated solely to studying helps create a mental association between that space and the task. This can help you get into a focused mindset more easily and minimize distractions. Additionally, a designated study space can help you organize and provide a conducive environment for learning. Hence, these studies definitely show the importance of having a clean study space and why this habit will definitely help you in the long run in achieving the best results possible this new year. Additionally, another habit that all top students have is that they have a reason why they're working for the grades that they're looking towards. This is because you can't simply just run aimlessly towards a goal or run aimlessly in life, but you always have to have a way and a system of getting there and a reason why you are trying to get to that goal. Now, this might be, for example, to do well in your exams to make your parents proud, or to maybe prove to others that you can do it, or to prove to yourself that you can fulfill your own academic potential. Whatever the reason is, top students always have a reason why they're trying to achieve the top grades, and this is what keeps their discipline high, to make sure they can keep working, especially in the hard times when perhaps you don't want to revise at all, but you know you need to get up. This also relates to another habit that top students have, which is building the right mindset. They have a disciplined mindset. That means no matter the circumstance, they know that they'll get the work done, or that they'll at least put in their most effort in order to achieve the best grades possible. Many students are fickle in their revision or fickle discipline to revision. They'll chat about revising or say they're going to revise but won't actually put the hours in, and on results day won't be pleased with the results they get. You do not want this to be you, and therefore you have to have a hardcore determination in revising and making sure that you're able to complete the work. And obviously at GCSE level, this doesn't need to be many hours every day. It just needs to be consistent revision and effective revision. As long as the revision is effective, then you should be able to achieve good results. This leads on to my next habit, which is how I consistently sought to improve my revision process to make it as streamlined as possible, to make sure it's very efficient and I'm wasting no time. Now, the way I did this was that I noticed some parts of my revision process were not beneficial to me personally. For example, note-taking. I didn't believe really brought me much benefit because I wasn't really getting the results for the time I'd put in comparison to something that I found much more useful, such as doing Anki flashcards, where in short periods of time I'm able to grasp large amounts of information, which would be much more beneficial for my exams, meaning I revise for less time. And so I cut out note-taking out of my revision process. Now, the way you can apply this to you is find the revision methods that work the best for you. As long as your revision processes include active recall and spaced repetition, they should come together as the most effective revision methods to allow you to get good results. Another aspect of consistently trying to improve my revision process was trying to understand the science behind learning. This is the way our brains recall information and memorize information, and the way I was able to then regurgitate this in exams, given that most of the GCSEs only required simple memorization. And again, this brought me to the two concepts, active recall and spaced repetition. And so, by realizing how important these are and consistently incorporating them in your revision process every day, this is a habit that you can do to make sure your revision is efficient as possible, cutting out all the waste that doesn't allow you to get good results, and instead focusing on the things that are going to get you results. And by doing this, I was able to achieve 12 9s. So I'm sure you can replicate this to achieve your results. But just ensure that you use revision methods that work for you, that include active recall and spaced repetition. I would say the easiest way to incorporate all these habits into your routine is a concept underlined by James Clear in Atomic Habits, which would be habit stacking. Habit stacking is a special form of an implementation intention. Rather than pairing your new habit with a particular time and location, you instead pair it with a current habit that's part of your daily routine. By chaining your new habits to already existing actions that you do within your day, for example for me would be to complete my Anki review cards after getting changed from school. This would mean that I was easily able to bring this new habit of completing Anki review cards into my schedule by matching it with something that I'm going to do every single school day, something that I don't even think about doing and I just do. By doing this, it makes the habit seem a lot less scary to start doing regularly, as it fits in a lot easier. Because when you start putting lots of new habits together, it seems like a large change, and large changes might not be always the easiest thing to approach. And so by implementing habit stacking, you can fit these habits into your routine to allow you to achieve the best grades possible at GCSE. Thank you guys for watching this video. And on the note of the Anki flashcards, I will be able to give out some of my flashcards for free, including my Triple Science Flashcards. Please subscribe and turn on post notifications, as I'll be making a community post about how I'm going to be able to give these to you guys. Thank you for watching. Please continue to support the channel, like and subscribe, and share with your friends so that they can achieve great grades as well. And remember to keep revising, as your exams aren't too far from now. Thank you.